We're going from the city of sin to meeting families, wrapping up episode 5 and 6 on Love at First Flight after show here at AfterBuzz TV. And we have Michael in the studio. Yay!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I feel like I'm in Vegas. Oh my God.
Does anybody ever find love in Vegas?
It's a hopeless place, and maybe they do. We have Michael in the studio, so we're going to make sure if we ask him if he found love in a hopeless place. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's Love at First Flight after show. We have a double whammy. We are wrapping up episode 5, which was Emergency Landing, Trust and Secrets, and episode 6, Backseat Drivers. We meet the families. We literally go from like the worst, dirtiest place to like the most wholesome place. And we are going to be very excited to get the dish from Michael, who may or may not watch all of our after shows where we all say that we want to date him.
Well, at least this side of the table does.
Oh yeah, you guys are super fans. Oh yeah, you're other Mike.
Stacey Michael, yeah.
Stacey was maybe week 1.
I was pro
Michael. Yeah, week 1.
Not to put
who's counting?
Afterwards,
Not to put anybody on
went on the other Michael side, but it's cool. Yeah, Zach. I was like, Zach, you got problems, bro? Like, what's up, bro?
No,
like, what's up, man?
Look at when there are 2 Michaels in front of me, I don't want to be greedy, and I have to pick one.
Okay.
And you look like you had a great vibe going on with Stephanie, and I didn't want to kill that.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll go for Michael with the eyebrows. I think of other people when I'm going to steal somebody's man.
Plus, you want to take him to get his eyebrows microbladed, so you're helping all of them.
So that's more of like for Michael.
Like you have it all together.
Oh,
Michael needs the eyebrows, and I'll fix him up, and
my God, Mike.
I will Iona save his life.
Oh, that's nice. And somebody found love in a hopeless place and needs to be saved. Okay, so, and hi everyone. I am Lauren, and I am very excited for today.
I'm Jen, and I am also very excited.
Tequila, Jen.
Tequila because we're in Vegas to start, and also it's Michael's favorite drink.
Where's our tequila?
Oh,
you can have some, but every time we bring you guys alcohol, you don't drink it.
I drink.
Well,
listen.
No, I drink. I just haven't drunken on this show yet.
Okay, well,
I think we should make a drinking game for the show every time someone says love.
Let's do it.
Oh, hello.
I'm just saying, you can throw out other ideas, but I'm saying a really good idea.
Somebody is going to get hammered.
Is that the word of the night? Love?
5 minutes.
Well, think about it. Like, love always leads to hammered, right?
Drink.
Yeah, true. Good point.
We can
You gotta drink.
Okay, so
do it.
Oh, everyone has to drink.
You gotta drink.
everyone
And the listeners.
and the listeners, and don't drive if you're drinking.
Right. Also, wait. Did you say who you are?
Oh, I'm Stacey Olivas. So
I'm
excited
Zack
to be.
Peter.
Oh, okay, you just got me.
All right,
I did.
guys. Okay,
fine.
so
And Michael Stewart.
and Michael Stewart is here. Okay, so we start out in Vegas. We've got a whole bunch of challenges. Like Mike and Alma have the gambling challenge, which I feel like
Their challenges are so weak.
I feel like Stephanie and Michael get bad challenges. I stopped myself.
Screwed.
Your challenges, I mean, what the F?
I feel like they give him challenges where she can be hard on him.
Maybe.
Control.
But it's gambling.
I know, but she was even
but like it's around
uptight about that.
It centers around money, and like this is supposed to put you through like challenges. Like in relationships, one of the biggest issues that you have is mostly it's like money, it's sex, it's there are barriers that you have to overcome in relationships, and I think money was definitely a big one for the two of them.
Alma really, really wanted Mike to like make her feel safe and like include her, and she was like really afraid that he was going to make a bad decision like with the money, and that she wasn't going to be able to trust him. And then once he lost a whole bunch of money, once he started to like go, okay, you know what, let's play it more safe. And then they started winning and they won the challenge. Then she was all about it. She was
smiling
like,
ear to ear, and he's like, "Oh, that smile," you know.
And he was okay. And so we can talk to you about this, Michael, because I feel like the matchmaker puts you guys together, and you could match on paper like Kail and Jenna, but then you meet and it's like wah wah. Like when you first met Stephanie, did you feel, because you can't, a matchmaker cannot make chemistry. They can do all the other legwork, but like the chemistry is a thing here. Did you feel like you had chemistry when you first saw Stephanie?
Not initially.
Okay.
I
and what do you think about that? Is that bad or good, or what's wrong with this?
No, it was cool because of the situation that we were about to embark on. I mean, it was fine, but yeah, I mean, if I were to, pick her out, I don't think she would have picked me out in a lineup, and I don't think I would have picked her out in a lineup, when we first met.
How come?
But that's a good thing. Just because, I mean, we weren't each other's type. I always said that, she was probably looking for like a Trevor from Vermont, and I wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
She definitely was. She says it over and over again.
Oh my God. I love that.
That's amazing. You personified him so well.
I mean, I know who that person is, and that is not you.
Right.
Okay, so now going back to Mike and Alma's date really quick, he took forever to get ready, and when she revealed her outfit, he was like, damn. Like, I feel like their chemistry has been slowly building as well. And so I think that could kind of be a good thing. If you're talking about the slow build of chemistry, it doesn't always have to be instant, right?
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes we see the other couples like Ryan and Stephanie.
Instant chemistry, but
burn out quick.
This episode.
Quick, yeah.
Damn,
Okay,
Gina.
what do you think about Mike and Alma?
I like them. And because when we were filming, they tried to keep us away from each other.
How far apart were you really?
Sometimes, I mean, I really didn't know. Like, I didn't know there were other people filming until maybe Vegas.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't, because we were focusing on us.
Right.
Me and Steph were just focusing on us. We didn't really know, and then the producers were really trying to hide us from the other people.
Did they have 4 separate crews?
They did.
Damn.
They did.
What? Yeah, because I guess if you start commingling, you could be like, "Oh, hey, Alma," and then
Or maybe
stuff
you're just a
goes
bunch
awry.
of swingers. Who knows?
I mean,
I don't know.
what did you run into each other? How did you figure it out?
Because and I would always know because the PAs or whoever, like they would give it up. Like they would run or they would like try to hide someone, and I'm like, dude, he's 6 feet taller than you. What do you mean?
Yeah, like that's
But, yeah,
obviously
they were-
another.
Yeah, they were just trying too hard, and I was just like, okay, I guess that must be the other guy there. Yeah.
And now that you're seeing it, you're like, Mike and Alma, do you think they have a shot? I mean, you obviously
for
know what
sure.
happens, but you think, I do. I honestly think they have a shot.
I think of all the couples, that's where I'm betting my money.
Oh.
Really? And I am not taking
See,
tequila
he's still
shots.
not betting for you. He's betting against you.
Even with you right
Sorry,
here
man.
in the room.
Sorry, I know, man. I thought at least me coming from
I
Atlanta
have a theory
all
on
the
how
way
your
to
relationship ends,
LA. Okay.
and it's not serious.
Oh.
I
my
think you
God.
guys are good friends.
Oh, well, we did speak to
That's
Stephanie.
good. Keep that.
We
'cause
spoke to her
I like
last
to prove
week.
people wrong.
So,
Oh.
Zach, wrong?
So when it didn't work out between you and Stephanie,
We talked to Stephanie last week, and she was not giving it up.
Yeah,
No,
she
and-
said you wouldn't either.
she said you wouldn't, and she also said really nice things about you, where it was like, it's like she's like defending you like her boyfriend, like the way she was like, not defending you, but she was like, well, he would say this, or like, he's really, he just looked out for me, and he's just, well, you're like, excuse me, are you in love?
We're supposed to have each other's back, right?
Forever?
The Stephanie and Michael show.
Right.
But also forever?
Forever.
was there
ever.
like
Till
a-
death do you part?
See, now you.
Oh,
extra stuff out there.
If you guys have
how
been...
strong is that commitment?
I'm always gonna have her back, and she's always gonna have mine.
Is it contractual?
Did Lifetime make you sign a no? It's not
Did
contractual.
the state of Atlanta make
Were
you...
there witnesses?
Notaries? Anybody? Okay, wait, I have a new thing. So, like, if Kail and Jenna end up together, like, no one said one couple ends up together. If they end up together, Lauren has to drink 4 tequila shots.
Live on air.
Okay, but if
Not
Michael
happening.
and Stephanie end up together, I am going to just pop a bottle of champagne because that's actually, like, cool.
No.
we need some
wait,
more
no,
stuff.
I'm sorry.
now.
Hold on. I thought you said Stephanie and Ryan.
No,
I
Jen.
mean, Jen.
Jen, this is not how the game works.
Right.
You don't get to
can't
just be
read.
like, when the show ends and there's credits, I get to drink my favorite wine. No, you have to pick. You have to take a risk, okay? Like I guess
have to
mine
find-
and my mind is not a risk, but you have to pick something like very absolute. Like this is not happening or this is happening, and if it does, like I don't know, then you have to do a thing
Then
that
I'm
you
going to
don't
let our
want to do.
listeners and viewers chime in, and they can propose something that happens
Yes,
in
that
the
would be
future.
Jen,
Something
you have to
good,
do
On
something.
please.
behalf,
That you
Stephanie
wouldn't
and
like.
Michael.
Something good.
wouldn't like.
And
Okay.
make Zach
Damn.
do it.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I
He's
think.
partaking
Look,
in this now.
I will
Zach,
say
do
I
it.
do 3 other shows at AfterBuzz, and I am always right when it comes to predictions.
Oh,
Like
really?
I'm good at reading shows. Well, I have an. I think I know what happens
Oh,
in
no,
your
no, no,
relationship.
we don't need things.
My money. I said my
Okay.
money is going on Mike and Elma.
How much money?
That's where my
But
money
only
is.
one
going.
couple out of 4? You think
Right.
only one works? This poor matchmaker.
I don't know. I'm
Her
still.
odds are terrible.
Okay, well, let's.
I think her odds are pretty.
Okay. Well, then the family situation. So we're in Vegas, and we're going to go from the couple from Vegas into the family meet. So,
The
what do you
couple
guys?
the whole way
yeah.
through.
What do you think? What do you feel like happened? Because I think we had kind of a good vibe in Vegas. We were feeling good about them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only couple that I'm really concerned about after seeing the families that I thought maybe would change after Vegas is Ryan and
Okay.
Well, we'll get to them.
Yes.
So now Alma and Mike with the families.
Yeah.
I think they were gonna get closer based off like he met her mom and the mom seemed to really like him and she's like, look, if my mom didn't like him, she would have dismissed him real quick. And like
Yeah.
Mama stayed there.
Yeah.
She got ready. She dyed her hair fresh red. Like she came ready. She just had an
She came in
accident,
hot.
but she still came in
Right.
ready for the
Oh, yeah.
cameras and like
She was
Came
popping.
she was popping. Yeah.
Poppin'.
And if she's anything like her daughter, I feel like gives it to him straight. Like we could
She
look
does.
to her, to Alma's mom, for like the truth, and she was good. She was all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I
She
think it was
was.
a good sign, right?
I think so too.
Okay, so you guys, Jenna and Kail, my favorite.
I don't know about them. I just.
Okay, well, let's talk about Vegas.
Vegas, we're
Guys,
starting with Vegas.
right?
They had this aggression challenge.
But are you uncomfortable watching it and talking about it as much as we are? Or you're like, well, I know
No,
the
because
truth.
I mean, I'm literally watching. Like, I didn't see anything, so this is my first time watching all of their
Right.
Interactions.
dope interactions and dope dates and stuff. And
Like,
Wait, now, at any point during the show, did you think, like, shit, we had it hard? Sorry, I meant, we had it hard. But then you're like, well, now I watched that couple. Damn, they really had it hard.
no, I really think I still feel that we were kind of on the lower end of our activities, but those are all things that Stephanie loved to do. So that's what
Sausage
I'm here
things?
for. She's a
Butcher,
foodie.
yeah, she's
yeah,
a
she's
foodie.
a
loves to
foodie.
eat.
Wait, so they dictated your dates by everything she liked?
Well,
Yeah, because it's like.
But she didn't like climbing and getting medallions.
Right. I enjoyed adventurous things. She was like, don't put me high anywhere. Don't have me go doing anything. So I'm just like.
nothing. Don't have me doing
Yeah.
anything.
I do nothing.
So- no, but she loves food. She loves tea.
Yes, you had high tea.
What about
Yeah.
the children?
Yes,
Was
yeah.
that you or her? That birthday thing.
I love kids. So I mean, hopefully it was me.
What about the
But-
zombies?
That
I
was
love that. That was me.
So
I
she,
would-
and
I-
she that
yeah.
was not her. Okay, so
That's
the
not her
that's
vibe.
what this Vegas
Alright.
challenge was. That's what you guys had.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get to that in a second. But Jenna and Kail had the aggression session challenge. They had to spray paint a car that they were passive aggressively talking about each other
Stupid.
with, and then they had to do like a monster truck rally thing and squish some stuff with the cars and the things, and they won, which I don't understand.
I don't know how you win and lose in this whole game,
Yeah.
but they did say a lot of things.
I know.
And they revealed a lot about themselves during this whole aggression thing. And it's interesting that obviously they gave them the aggression session and nobody else. But
And it was Kail's 30th birthday, so Jenna took him out, and Kail got emotional.
That was interesting to me. I was talking to Zach about that. He
What
got
do you-
so emotional, and I'm like, what else went behind the
What do you
scenes
think
that
happened?
built up to that?
You were there.
My guy, Kale.
What do you think happened? Why? How did? I think there was a lot of tension, and I think he probably maybe was releasing some tension or something.
Right.
But
right.
what you were there for, like the ins and outs of it. So what would be your educated guess on what was going on there?
I mean, I really feel like for once, Kale got to open up and really like. People say give it to her, but I mean, he got to really speak his mind and really come from the heart, and I think that's all he needed was just to get it out, and then from there,
it's a
you
turning
know,
Floodgates.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jenna
floodgates of
came in
tequila.
and she did exactly what she needed to do. Took him out to eat and got him
The
got
rose
him the
quartz.
gift,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
And
Perfect.
And the
then-
cake.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was his 30th
Nice.
birthday, and it was kind of, I mean, he was like, whoa. He was having a hard time, like, holding it together.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal for him to start crying because she's been so mean to him. I think she should have done
But
something bigger.
that's why it was
Yeah.
such a big deal, is
Because
because
she's
she's been
bullying
so mean
him.
to him that, like, this is the first time she's actually been a decent human being and been nice to him.
Well, he does say at some point in his like confessional that like she's like softer and kinder and like all of these things. So how like far after the date do they do the confessional, or do they just yank you from it and say like talk about it now?
Oh no, yeah, right. No, well they'll wait till afterwards and then they'll say, you know, it's what's called OTS, on the fly. So they'll literally when you're done say, okay, cool, you come over here, and then you go far away so you don't listen to what they're saying. And then you switch. But the confessionals are, you know, maybe done a couple days later, where it's like the blurred out background in the back and things like that. So it's like you really have to pay attention. Like, oh, okay, well, what were we talking about again? Oh, yeah.
Listening, it's a
Don't
thing.
be a player.
Yeah.
No, but you're also, it can be helpful, too, because you've had time to reflect, too. So there may even be a conversation that lived in between the moment and then this confessional. So you've got a lot of perspective, which is good. And it seems like all of you guys in those moments are being pretty diplomatic, like, and truthful, but like, okay, like we had time to reflect or whatever. Okay, so now with the families,
Kail
with
and
Jenna
Jenna.
and Kail.
I liked Kail's interaction with Jenna's family because they kind of let him know, like, you know, she's feisty at first, and then she kind of, you know, twinkles down.
have
and
to
she's
thaw her
you
out.
have to thaw her out like most people. They're nice at first, and then
They
you see their bad
validated
side.
him.
But also
They
later on,
validated him.
Why
Yeah.
can't she
They
just
validated
like
him.
if everybody knows that about her, like change that, become more
That's just
approachable?
But
like
that's might
come
be
on.
how
You've
she
got a
is,
family.
you
This
know?
may be her.
Your life's not that hard. You have a family that loves you.
But
and
if
came on TV
she-
for you.
Well, I
Right.
don't know. I feel like they kind of modeled some of her behavior. Like, they walked in very, like, hoity-toity.
Yeah.
Obviously, she got it from somewhere. It's like a learned disposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
But also, I feel like it's a little hypocritical because she's like, Kail, why don't you open up? Whereas, like, I mean, maybe it's not that she doesn't open up, but it's like, well, you have a thing too. So,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? You have this, like, you have to be thawed out. Like, why don't you soften a little? Like, you know what I mean?
Meet
So
him
I
in the
feel-
middle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, get a blow dryer and, like,
Oh, I
melt
thought you were
yourself
gonna
a
say
little
that.
bit.
We're gonna go a different
Right. I was
way.
like, oh,
We thought you were
okay.
going
all
there,
right.
That might help, though. That might help. Okay, so you feel like, what do you think? I mean, what's your prediction about based on their families? Because you're the prediction.
Kail and Jenna.
Yeah.
I think they actually may have a slight chance.
Based
Slight
on
chance.
that,
Tequila time.
why?
Because I just feel like we're seeing her soften up a lot more.
Okay.
And we're seeing him start to, you know, I feel like he was very resistant because she was so aggressive at the
But
beginning.
you think the families helped?
I think I think the mom and the sister helped him understand that, like, okay, there's hope here.
Okay.
So I'm saying there's hope for the two of them, whereas last week and the week before, I didn't think there was any hope for them.
Do you think the hope is Stockholm syndrome? Like that they've been together
No.
so many days at this
They're
point?
in a traumatic
just like-
bond.
Nah,
Just let him, just be
No.
nice to me.
yeah.
Because at this
You don't think that?
No, not the Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, no, I don't think
I-
it's Stockholm syndrome.
you think it's love.
I think
No, like the family, like literally the family, bringing the family in, and then
Yeah.
them saying like, no, this is really how she is,
Yeah.
or you have to do this, and giving you certain tips to.
But at
to
this
finish
point,
this
yeah.
thing off.
at this point, we're like halfway through the traveling.
Right.
You know, and I feel like a lot of the couples are further along in their relationships, or at least like making like headway. Like you and Stephanie at this point have already had like a more romantic connection. Like I think she says it in episode 5, like we've established we like each other, and like we don't even know if Jenna and Kail are friends at this
hard to
point.
tell.
So how can in the last half of the show it become love? Just because the family's like she's not
Because
a
Stephanie and
raging-
Ryan, even though I'm not going to agree to this, but because Stephanie and Ryan fell in love in like
Yeah.
3.5
They
seconds.
slept
In a
together.
hopeless place.
They slept
was
together the first
infatuation.
night, and everything. Yeah, it was infatuation. It like sparked so quickly that then they got. It was before they got to know
Right.
each other. So as they got to know each other, like there were already feelings and preconceived notions of who they thought each other was.
Yes.
Whereas at least with Jenna and Kail, like you see that they get to know each other and they get
They're
to see the
taking the
ugly
time.
and then slowly kind of
Yeah.
move in a better direction.
Wait, you know what I think is really cute? So at some point in the birthday scenario, Jenna is like, give me that Kail double high five. And I think that's when you start to love someone, is when you like their quirks.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you start to become more familiar with them, and
Yeah.
it's like more
Yeah.
routine, and like you really know each other and what to it's like now you have these inside jokes.
Yeah,
and
that was a
things.
cute
Yeah,
sign.
I was like, oh, they actually like know each other a little bit at least.
Yeah, it's like when you say, do you want the bad news first or the good news first? It's like you don't want the good news first because then you're going to be disappointed afterwards with the bad news.
So
at
you see
least
all
if
the
you start with the bad news, then there's, potential when the
There's
good news
marriage.
comes in.
And you know what that was interesting on this is when they were on the boat and Kail's mom got sick and she was about to vomit.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, you're okay, you're fine. And Jenna saw a side of him of like, hey, like you're not gonna like take care of your mom.
Right.
So she thought that was interesting too. So I mean, yeah, she's tough on the exterior, a little bit more like she doesn't.
But she's
have to
looking
love.
for somebody who's going to like
caring and
nurture, which you wouldn't
compassionate.
think she wants because she's
Yeah.
like, I don't,
Would
And
you
maybe
ever
she
date
has
someone
that
like
side of
Jenna?
her.
Not her, like someone like Jenna. We don't have to use her personally, but
Or we can.
or we can.
or Jenna.
Apparently,
or
she's
her.
upset we don't say nice things about her.
Is she?
I think she's very pretty, but
I think she has a nice side, and you just
Her left side or her right side?
oh.
Her eyebrow.
one of the eyebrows. Okay, so we are feeling like with after this family thing that Jenna and Kail might have some hope because they're a slow burn and their families have enlightened each other on who they really are. I still do not think there is a chance in hell. Okay, let's go quickly to Stephanie and Ryan because I would like to end on Stephanie and Michael since we have him here. But Stephanie and Ryan, Magic Mike Challenge, holy guacamole.
Yeah.
This was painful. I would have said something else, but I can't. And I honestly did call this from a mile away. This
Yeah.
is a disaster in all senses of the word. They go to this thing and this challenge and she's getting lap danced by all. Please somebody tell me they played Genuine Pony in there.
That's her lap dance.
That is my lap dance song, and I'm like trying to like pretend like I can tell what they're dancing to because it's different music,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's totally Pony. That's such a good one. Anyway, so they do the dances, and Ryan has to do the lap dance for her to win the challenge, and then the Magic Mike men vote, and I'm like, oh my God, how did he win?
Well, I
Well,
mean,
he
they're not
said
going to
that-
say he's not going to win.
Well, of
I
course,
know.
but also he said he's like, this is not the first lap dance I've ever given. I'm like,
Well,
I
it
don't know that you've ever moved your
looked
body.
like-
It's
Yeah, it
really hard to
looks
tell.
like it was his first time.
It looked like Rhythmless Nation.
He looks like a
Rhythm.
popsicle,
Yeah.
like a stick, a popsicle
Yeah.
stick.
And she was like, oh, he
Very
was
stiff.
throwing me around, and oh my
Right.
God, I'm all sweaty. I was like,
We don't know
She
what
liked
happens.
if anyone gave her a lap dance.
She
we saw
obviously.
it.
What
Four.
would this have been your challenge? If you could have picked a challenge from this episode, what would have been your?
I feel like you would have
would've been
killed
too
this
easy.
challenge.
Yeah,
That
that would have
would've
been
been
too
too
easy.
easy?
That would've been too
They
easy.
couldn't
That's
give
what I'm
us
saying. You would have been like, this was my jam.
Yeah. I would have been like, what's the challenge?
Yeah.
Right. You're like, I
Sleeping.
do this at the
It's
gym
like I'm
every day.
sleeping.
So this is how I get into bed at night.
So then they win the
I do this for my
suite.
cat.
They win the fantasy suite, which we all know they're taking full advantage of.
Right, they're
And then
sexing
they
a
go.
I wonder if they stop sexing at some point.
No,
They
she
do,
does.
yeah,
The only
after
time they
Vegas.
stop
Well,
sexing,
or in Vegas.
the only time they stop sexing is when she needs to fix his hair.
Like,
Oh.
is there no stylist on set? Tell us.
No.
Really? So you
None
just, you know,
at
you
all.
know as you are?
Like literally
no.
none at all. You have to do everything yourself.
Really?
Like I couldn't even get a haircut. I was like,
What?
yeah,
Like,
it was
kinda gotta
crazy.
get
Like
groomed.
until the finale, that's when I was like, yo, I'm
It's
not
'cause
doing
you had to be
anything.
Yeah,
prepared
because
for
you were about to
proposing.
propose, so you needed to make
I
sure it
gotta
was.
look fresh, man.
And you're on TV.
yeah.
I know.
You want to look good.
Oh, just
course.
wait till Love at First Flight season 10,
Right.
and they'll be like Neil Lane there with the diamond.
Or whoever, K Jewelers, whatever
Every
the
kiss
competitive.
begins with K. That's right. Whatever it was. Anyway, so they then get into this huge fight because Ryan can't stand the fact that she is like 700 laps. I thought it was annoying what she was doing.
Yeah.
Listen, I have mixed reviews because obviously they came up to her because of the show.
Yeah.
Clearly they put them in a section and they said, go up there.
But wait, he even said after the first, after the second, after the third, okay, then I was just
Right.
like, I don't even need to be here right now, which I
Yeah.
get.
But did she at all feel pressure to like react because she's like, this is what they want me to do? Like, was there some sort of like, I think this is what the show is setting up for me,
I
and I'm
think it's
supposed to.
No.
I think it's just her personality.
Yeah.
She was feeling it, and she was
Yeah.
feeling all those guys.
I think
her
yeah.
eyes lit up when all
Well,
those
they
guys
had more
walked in.
muscles than him, so I get it.
But what do you think, or how would you have felt if you were in that
Would you have
position?
allowed them to give you 4 lap dances?
See, for me,
Or Stephanie.
like if Stephanie, after the first, second one, cool, I'm playing around, but after the third and fourth, I'm like, okay, two can play this game, and then I'll literally probably, all right, let's go to this club over here, and I'll show you how I get down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Tit for tat over here.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think Ryan should have inserted himself a little bit more to like
Inserted.
be like.
I think he already has
I
done
mean,
that.
he's done a lot of
definitely has.
inserting, but I think I feel like this is where he should have stepped up as her man and been like.
That is a good point.
But
Yeah.
I thought he handled it great because he was
he
like,
poured
I
He was tipping and everything.
Yeah.
I
and
would
then
do that.
he,
but-
at the end when he was like, "I'm not talking to you because I've been drinking," that's pretty mature.
I
of
agree.
him. Like that's
I agree.
healthy.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she, by the way, had the makings of a psychopath. Like, there were, like, the police could have come if she kept jumping at him. Like, I think that's how problems get started, is when you're drunk and someone's, like,
Aggressively.
trying to get your
Aggressively,
attention,
yeah.
and they're, like, a little tick, just trying to get you. And, like, he was, like, shutting it down.
That's how people get murdered.
Exactly.
Snapped.
So, I guess.
Snapped.
Oh.
There's a show, and it might be on Lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah, I think
She had some time, she pushed him at something. She's like, stop
Yeah,
it.
she did. Yeah, see, come on. You gotta, like, back that ass.
And he was
But-
smart. He actually, at some point, put his hands back,
Yeah.
and he was like, nope.
Yeah.
I surrender.
That's a
doing it.
smart man right there.
Smart man.
Yeah,
I
he handled
agree.
the
He
situation
seems
great.
so mature for his age. I mean,
Yes.
he does and says annoying things, like worse than your sausage comments. And it's like, at some
I
point...
thought the sausage comments were funny.
But
I
like, no,
thought they
I'm
were
only
funny.
saying
I
worse
thought they were
because Stephanie made a joke
She
about like
hated
she
it,
like
yeah.
was like
Yeah.
She
So,
at all.
but in relation to that, like he has said things that are very annoying, but the way he handled an important situation, I think, was like super mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
she's so
so
worried
He
about
avoided
his
jail
age.
time.
So it doesn't make sense. She's
Totally.
so worried about his age.
Totally
But
worried
he's
about his
more
age.
mature than her.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay, now with the families,
Yeah.
how do you guys feel? Predictions.
He was like a broken record.
Yeah.
Why do you think
Because
that?
he kept going on and on and on about the strippers. Like, he wouldn't let it go, and I get it. Like, you're upset, but then, like, have a conversation with her. Like, we don't need to get all of the families involved.
and it's also
like,
kind of a weird subject to be
Yes.
talking about.
I mean,
Yeah.
seeing her at what was it, lunch or dinner with her family, and having to like have that conversation with like, yeah, I had a lap dance from 4 other guys in
It's like
front
she
of this guy that I'm
confessed that
dating.
she had a gangbang.
Yeah,
But like,
it was
the show
awkward because
also
her
set
dad
it
was
up.
like
right.
Weird.
weird.
Awkward.
It's kind of like you shouldn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, that's between you two. And then also, I
Yeah.
think that he was already checked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and
already
that's-
been
like-
checked
I
out.
think he's completely
done.
yeah, and he made the comment
He
where
said,
he's
"I'm
like,
done."
Yeah.
he
A
made
couple
the
times.
comment where he's like, I see us as friends, and like that was a very strong. He was very
He said he
had
wanted
conviction
someone,
in that. Yeah,
and he wants someone like his mom, and his mom would never do that.
Gross.
You know what I think is very
So that was
interesting?
like,
Gross.
ooh,
Well,
that's
she was
a
like,
real
"Let me
talk.
tell you, actually, I would."
Listen. What I think is very interesting is that this shows us they started off hot and heavy. He learned one thing about her, and that changed the whole dynamic. Everything else, she didn't like golf. She doesn't like his activities. She doesn't like his hair. Like none of that derailed him until there was this, and we thought maybe they would be the ones that made it to the end, but no, it's
I
because they
didn't.
I
didn't
didn't.
know each other.
I know.
Yeah.
And then this one behavior, it's like,
But it is kind of a big deal because it's like trust. And that's like a huge
Yeah,
thing in
I think so
relationship.
too.
what do you wait? So okay, trust.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
still more time.
Yeah, there's more time.
There's
I
only
agree.
2
I
episodes.
agree.
So
There's-
leader.
I
there's
agree.
still, there's still way more time. I mean, that's just a hiccup. A lot of
I
a lot
agree.
of people kind of go through, tough times, and this was their tough time because they've been on cloud 9. Like,
Yeah.
All right.
I
whole
don't
time.
think this is going to completely derail them, but I do think it's giving them a little dose of reality because they
Yeah.
were so
Right.
like in La La
In love
Land.
with each other.
Okay, now we're getting to our favorite couple.
Mike and Steph.
Yeah, the Mike and Steph show. You guys
Yeah.
just decided to start doing that because it was like a way for you guys to sort of like connect after a date.
Yeah, it happened the second city. We were in Jersey. We were just, they wanted us to get on these little selfie sticks. I didn't really like it, so I was like, let's just make something cool about it. And then we just kind of vibed off of it. And then, it was like, hey, let's call it the Mike and Steph show. And we, like, most of the footage and most of our bonding came from the Mike and Steph show.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you guys were, it seemed like you were on the same page as
Yep.
far as your energy, and you had fun doing it. Like
Exactly.
like you were like building a bond and like
Yep.
buddies. And I think if you have fun in the same way, or you can like joke around in the same way, as far as that goes,
Mm-hmm.
you're already like light years beyond people that don't see.
For
each
sure.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
eye to
laughed
eye.
at those jokes when I was on Mike and Steph show, but
Yeah.
all the other ones.
Yeah, those are my favorite parts of the show. You guys
Yeah.
definitely had nice chemistry.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Even though it was a slow build, which I think is a testament and something that everyone should pay attention to. You don't have to like see a guy or a girl on the first second be like, oh, like it's
Yeah.
not always
Ooh, that
that
was
way.
good.
I know. Did you
Right,
nice?
right,
Oh,
right.
well.
I was like, whoa.
Yes.
You practice that?
I've been steaming my vocal cords for an entire hour before this show.
And drinking tequila.
Drinking
It
tequila.
was the tequila. It was the big pun.
The tequila. Okay, so now we see you guys in Vegas. You have the challenge, the zombie challenge. Which, first of all, I was like, "What the hell
Where
is
were
this?"
the zombies?
I thought you guys were
Yeah.
like in an army. It was
I
going to
thought
be
you
an
were
army.
doing paintball or something.
Yeah, they didn't really. They edited a lot out of that
Yeah.
segment, but I mean, we were in like this whole zombie world and zombies.
like
were
haunted
coming out.
house-ish.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we had to do like so many different missions inside of it, and they missed. I jumped through a window. They missed that.
What?
Like, yeah.
Well, we got
glass
a really
window?
good soundbite from Stephanie that said something like, he did what I expected him to do. He was like what a husband would do.
husband, yeah,
Like a good husband would do.
Aw.
Yeah. Did you not see that line? That was really nice.
They missed it like you. You missed it like you jumping
He's
through
like,
the
she
window.
tells me
Right.
every day.
I know we're engaged. So. Okay, so
Champagne.
and she was terrified. This was like she was like not wanting to do it,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
were like,
Yeah.
See her eyes.
Yeah,
like,
well, she was like,
oh man, she
not-
was
But like
over it.
zombies aren't real.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
Also,
She-
right. When was the last time anyone saw a real zombie walking
Like-
by?
Yeah, that's a fear. That's a fear. of
Yeah.
hers.
What? Well, it's like clowns. How people are like afraid of clowns.
I don't like haunted houses, just the fear of somebody
Yeah.
jumping out at me. Listen, I
Yeah.
get it. Somebody's in costume.
Yeah.
Or it's like some automated thing that like leans down. But like
Yeah.
the fact that I don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's the
that
anti-
freaks
yeah.
me out.
And that's probably part of it for her. How
that
did you?
goes deep into your psyche.
Uh huh.
I like
She's a control freak.
Like control.
How do you feel like you were able to sort of comfort her in that? Because you've had to comfort her a couple of times. How was this different than the medallion tree challenge?
I just, I told her, we had to have each other's back
Yeah.
throughout this whole thing. So if a zombie comes out, like, you got to shoot him if I don't see him.
Yeah.
So that right there did it. And then, I would go clear out a room, and then she would go and get the pass or whatever
Yeah.
the mission thing was.
So you worked as a team.
We did. We did.
It's gonna be just like when you have kids and you drop them off at school. Like you're gonna be like, remember when I shot that zombie for you?
Right. I'll be taking them because I'm the stay-at-home.
Oh, that's right. You're the stay
Oh,
home.
right.
dad.
How do you feel about that, by the way? Are you into that?
We'll talk about it.
I didn't think you were at first. Then you sort of alluded to the fact that you were
Yeah.
fine with it, but I didn't really believe you.
Yeah, no.
See?
It's yeah. I mean, we're.
And does she even really want that?
She doesn't.
No,
She doesn't
I don't
at
think she
all.
does either.
doesn't
Well,
at all.
since you watch our show often,
Right.
I'm like, nah. She's
Yeah.
saying all the things that she like thinks to say, but
Yeah.
like she doesn't really want that stuff.
No, I don't think she does either.
like a
Especially when
resume.
it's stuff like this, where she's like, I really want like a team player, someone to like take care of me and make me feel safe, like all those things. Like
Yeah.
that's not. I don't know. I feel like she wants a guy that's gonna go out and like do the stuff and the things.
Yeah,
She's too
that's
in this
Have her
whole like
back.
future as female
That's
genre
exactly
right
what
now. I think she needs to like step back into her feminine and be like, I just need a loving guy.
Oh, she is doing that.
Yeah, we
Just save me
we
from
see
the
it
zombies.
happening.
Changed a lot.
Yeah, save me from the zombies.
And then the family.
Oh yeah.
So we go to
was
Seattle.
Yeah.
How was that? How did it feel for you?
That-
Were you nervous?
It's a funny story. I don't know if I can tell, but
Yeah.
it was a funny story because when we pulled up, because it was me and Steph, we pulled up, and then apparently my dad and my sister were in an Uber next to us. So it's supposed to be a surprise. I didn't know. And then all of a sudden, like, I look to the left and I see like my dad's shiny head, and I'm like, that kind of looks. And I see my sister and her hair, and I'm just like, oh hell nah. And then,
And then you knew.
I'm like, Steph, that's my dad and my sister over there. She's like, no, you're lying. She starts freaking out. She's
Why?
like, oh my God, I gotta meet them.
Well,
Like,
she's
how do I
because it's
look? How do I-
nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
so
looks
she,
the same all the
yeah.
time.
So she's like, yeah, I gotta make sure, like, did I say anything? Like, is everything okay? And I was just like, oh shit, like,
That means she cares.
right. And I'm like, if my dad and my sister,
That
see, I'm like,
means.
and she's like, no, my mom won't get on a plane, da da da. And I'm just like, all right, well, if it's not cool, but if it is, like, I need to make sure. And then we were, this guy was telling us, and this was a funny looking guy. I mean, he was telling us, our scavenger hunt. And then he said, you'll need help. And I'm like, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I look over and I'm just like, hey. And then I see two other women and I'm like, oh. And then she's going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that's my mom and that's my sister. Da, da, da.
Aw.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Her sister is like super smart, like graduated she's about to graduate college at like maybe 18. Like it's crazy.
She's like Doogie Howser.
Yeah, she's super smart.
I can't say I'm surprised based on like Stephanie's family, like her personality, like obviously.
Yeah.
So how did you feel that went and that meeting went and that it, did it make you feel better about things?
It did. What they didn't show, we had, all from the food that we got from the market, we had like a big dinner. And then our families literally meshed. Like we were talking for hours. Hours. And then it like to have your family really, support you and back you in something like this, and it's it's assuring. So that kind of was like, okay.
It's a piece. It's a very important piece of the puzzle, I would think.
Speaking of pieces of the puzzle, at this point, like, how physical were we?
What do you mean?
Yeah, because when you guys started this episode, it was like, we're more than friends. Now we're definitely more than friends. You said something like that.
Did you?
So this is the thing.
Are you having
because we had a Mike and Steph show, but it wasn't aired, and it was talking about sex and relationships, and it was talking about her celibacy. So we were talking about that, and then that was something that I said that I was definitely interested in for my future, because
Celibacy?
I want to be because I want to be able to fall in love with you first, because I already know the sex is gonna be great. Like we're gonna be good. We're gonna have some kids and do all that, but I just want to make sure like I fall in love with you first.
Yeah.
Because we can always go back to love.
You really were ready for this, huh?
I really was.
Looking for marriage.
See, we were right.
Players
when we said
aren't
we wanted
playing
to
anymore.
date Michael.
Right.
That's cute. Okay.
man.
Okay. And so obviously, if you feel like, you guys are talking about these really important, like moralistic things, and then your families are meshing well together, and you're both obviously, and we know even from Stephanie, like her family life is very important to her. So this is like a good thing. I think we're all
timing wise, this really worked out for you guys.
Perfect timing.
You were already like on
timing.
board, and then you're like, whoa, now we're really on board, and now we're engaged and stuff.
Did it ever get scary at some point? Like, damn, this might be real.
Yeah.
It got real. The Mike and Steph show after High Tea or before High Tea. That's when it got real.
When you were in the car?
Yeah. Because before it was like, friend zone, like we're cool. But then it got real.
I feel like that was, I could tell.
Okay, but if you didn't have sex, like you made out, like what are we talking
They became
here?
more than just friends.
Fine.
We got Hawaii next.
Oh.
That's where they're going next, right?
Their honeymoon.
Yeah.
Did you guys get laid?
You know what? I was looking forward to it, but we didn't.
That's okay. Tropical drinks were afloat, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Stephanie doesn't drink, so I drank.
Oh, she doesn't drink either?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Has she balanced you out since, you guys have started dating?
She has. I can. She does, but I'm rubbing off. I rub off on her a lot. So
like by like letting loose and
have more fun.
Well, it seems like the Mike and Steph show like really got her personality to come out.
Yeah.
Like that's where we saw most of her personality. When it wasn't like about like you specifically.
Right.
It was you guys bonding and like being fun together.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like when you see like people are really good for each other. They bring out the best.
And I think this is like
Champagne's popping.
when you allow yourself to sort of like get into something else that someone likes or has interest in, or even just like you find yourself letting loose, or like you said, you rub off on each other. Those are all good signs of like the ability to compromise or to open up or to not be so rigid. All these things need to happen when you're in a relationship. So these are all very good signs.
Foundations for marriage.
Let's make predictions really quick for Hawaii. Yeah, what do you, okay, well, we're gonna put it.
First we need the music and the lights.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yes, Zach, since you're the king, why don't you start?
Now I feel like there's pressure.
Anybody, any
yeah.
couple, just pick a thing and go.
I don't think Stephanie and Ryan are gonna
Make it.
be able to get back to the place that they were in. I think Mike and Alma are gonna get closer. I don't know how I feel about Michael and Stephanie now.
And Jenna and Kail, just no.
I actually think there's I think there's hope there.
He
I'm
did
not
say that.
Yeah, I think there's hope there.
for you to drink
But my
tequila.
money, but my money's bet on
No
Elma
tequila shots.
and Mike.
Okay.
Yep, I want to
Interesting.
put that on the record that Kail has that tequila here and ready. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's here for Lauren.
I am not subscribing to that trick.
It's either a
Ready
mean,
for you.
fun trick to throw everybody off, or Jenna's pregnant.
Oh.
No, absolutely
I'm just
not.
kidding. I just had to take it up a notch.
Oh, I'm like,
Stacey,
on the
I'm like,
way.
whoa.
I think
Prediction.
all the couples are going to get closer,
Yeah.
and there's going to be some more romance. But I definitely think that Stephanie and Ryan are done.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
think-
is a huge thing that he cares about, like a moral thing, and
he
he's
just
checked
can't let it
out.
go.
I think they'll
Jen?
try, but it won't be successful.
It won't.
Done.
Right. And also there was a whole thing already about them and like where they were going to live after this. And it was, I just see them going downhill. And I kind of think it's an interesting lesson for the audience anyway about like, you know, jumping in hot and like not getting to know each other well enough. Like I actually really do respect Michael and Stephanie for becoming
I
friends first.
I agree.
And letting it build.
Well,
and
what's
not
your-
just because he's sitting here.
What's your
because I say
prediction?
this every week. My prediction is that I think Mike and Alma have a good chance. I think that Stephanie and Michael have a really good chance. I think maybe two couples end up engaged at the end, or maybe one, but the other one's like super into each other and like serious.
I agree.
And may like move to each other's Atlanta or something. I don't know, but I definitely don't think Stephanie and Ryan make it. And then is there a couple I'm forgetting?
No, my prediction is Stephanie and Ryan are like just very upset and depressed and so mad that they're in paradise and they can't enjoy it. And I think
Disgruntled.
Mike and Alma are gonna like keep going for the things and the stuff and the sexy time. She's going to be in a bathing suit. I think he's into her. Yeah. And I totally am into Stephanie and Michael are my favorite couple. Not just because you're here. Totally my favorite couple. And I do think they're going about it the right way.
Yeah.
So my prediction is they are a front runner. And I am not drinking tequila. Yay!
Well, you happen to be drinking tequila
I'm
currently,
drinking
so maybe
it now,
it's
but not the
ominous.
4 shots. Not the 4 shots.
I think it's foreshadowing.
This is the only tequila I will be drinking on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a real thing. Okay, so we're excited for next week in Hawaii. Thank you so much for coming in.
Can you give us any kind of like
Any-
secret teasers
Yes.
or anything?
Yes.
The finale is.
Next week?
Oh no.
No.
Wait.
No, okay.
But next week's
Next
another
week is another double
double.
show.
Double show.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's another double show.
and then the
And then
finale.
the finale is May 1st.
Ooh.
And it's 90
And
minutes.
what are
And
you
it's
going to
90
tease?
Yeah, tell us.
Give us a tease.
What am I gonna do?
How did you
No,
propose?
just anything you want to give us a little
Is
hint
there a
about
wedding?
what to.
Does somebody get engaged at the end of
My
this?
closest friends are there.
in Hawaii?
what?
No.
At the finale.
finale.
To watch you propose.
Oh
My closest, yeah, they
Champagne for
surprised me.
everybody that's in this room.
my God. Okay, that's right. Fine. Well, we'll have champagne if Michael proposes.
But by the way, no one said she says yes.
We will have
Because
to.
you know what? Because afterwards,
Always gotta
because
be
afterwards, like I asked a question. What do you see? Do you see a future? And she was kind of gives one of those like, Stephanie has those faces. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like- and then they cut, and I'm just like, so y'all just gonna leave me out there like that? Like,
Yeah, making
But,
you look like there was
yeah.
no definite.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
TV.
Well, we talk about that a lot on the show that we know that there's TV
Editing.
but we're glad to have you here giving us the ins and outs
I
and the background
appreciate
of
you
what
guys for
happened.
having
Thank you
me.
so
Thank you
much
for
for coming.
coming.
Remind
Thank
everyone where they can
Thank
find
you.
you.
You can find me on all social media at Stu Michaels. That's STWMICHAELS.
Okay, great. And Zach.
You can find me, I'm Zack Peter. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack.
And I'm Stacey Olivas. You guys can follow me all over social media at Stacey Olivas. Thanks. so
And I'm
much for
Jenifer
joining
Golden.
us.
You can follow me at Jenifer Golden on all the socials.
And you can follow me at Lauren Leonelli on all the social medias as well. And we'll be back next week to wrap up, 6 and 7 in Hawaii and all the other places. We're so excited. Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.